We're at the 2019 SHOT Show, talking with the National Rifle League. Ty, Travis, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
You guys have had another barn burner of a year. Talk about it.
Go ahead. You're the boss.
No, I don't know about that, but it has been, 2018 was a phenomenal year. Tons of growth, tons of excitement, new matches, and it's just, it really solidified that the NRL, the National Rifle League, was here to stay. You know, our first year, 2 years ago, people were excited, they were curious, they weren't sure what they were going to do because they weren't sure we were going to, you know, if we were going to last, if it was a fad or if it was real. And last year really, you know, it really hammered home to people that, hey, we're here, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna do everything that we say we're gonna do, and we're gonna do it tenfold for, you know, more than we're gonna under promise, over deliver, and people have really flocked to it, and the support has been incredible, just incredible.
Well, in terms of the types of things that the NRL is doing to support the growth of the sport, the individual matches or the ranges that want to start this up, what is it that you guys do?
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing that we do is we are not the four of us, Travis, myself, Brittany, and Ian. We are the administrators of this, but we're the guidelines of this. Okay. The match directors are the people that have the boots on the ground. They pay attention to what their shooters want, and they're the ones that are putting on these matches. So we believe that the key to success to start with was making sure that the match directors had a voice and was able to guide the ship. So they're a part of forming the rules. That's up to them. I guide that discussion. They form the rules, and that way, every region from around the country, their match directors are making sure that their shooters are getting what they want within the rules. So that's one of the things that has made us successful, and our match directors believe in us, and we believe in them, and we do everything in our power to promote them, to make sure that their matches fill up, to provide sponsor prize tables for them, and give back to the sponsors, and create a community with the shooters so that we all get together. And yes, we're having a rifle competition, but moreover, we're having a complete weekend where we're all enjoying each other's company.
So just a two-part question. We're familiar with your original mission and vision statement.
Yeah.
And so as you've grown, have you been able to maintain that original vision and mission statement? And then the second part is, what have been your biggest challenges along the way in really maintaining and realizing that vision you had originally set out?
So I'll take this one.
Yeah.
So absolutely, our vision and our mission statement and our goal to spread the precision rifle community, to grow the sport, education, training, safety, that has always been our priority, and it continues to be to this day. It has been phenomenal. It has been tough because we get approached by several different entities, you know, whether it's sponsors, shooters, or match directors, that they don't necessarily quite match up with our vision, and it's hard to tell somebody that. You know, it's hard to say, hey, you have something great going, but it's not necessarily the same reason why we're doing it, so it doesn't make sense for us to partner. And we've had, you know, some relationships that we've had to say, hey, let's wait and see what happens, and others that just we embrace right away. So for us, you know, we're a 501c3, as has been mentioned. So for us, we don't do this to make money. None of us make money doing this. It's really important that we keep the true nature of the sport growing, and we're not going to jeopardize or compromise that for anything. Quality over quantity. You know, there's other organizations out there that, you know, want way more matches, and that's great. That, you know, that's their business plan. That's how they want to do it. That's awesome. For us, it's less matches, better quality. So, you know, to go back to your question, Steve, you asked, you know, what else do we do for the match directors? And Tyler gave you our true answer. But to give you a little bit more detail about that, this year the NRL went out and invested in a trailer. So we're going to be towing the trailer to every single match. Now, in the trailer, not only do we need to carry some supplies, but we're building a loading bench in there. So you can go into our trailer, if your gun goes down, your trigger goes down, you need spare parts, you can go into our trailer and completely take apart and rebuild a gun inside that trailer. And all of these parts, like triggers, action spare parts, scope rings, wrenches, tools.
It keeps you in that match. I mean, you spend $300, or if you're traveling, maybe $1,000 for the weekend, you still get to participate.
Customer service.
Exactly. Yeah. And the sponsors are loving it because now we're providing an immediate solution to keep you in the game.
Okay.
Right? Not only are we doing that, but we have the Nikon, our Nikon lounge. So Nikon has been generous enough to help, they're our title sponsor. We're creating a lounge at every event so that we're going to have tables and we're going to have chairs. So before, after the match, people can hang out and get to know each other. We have cornhole. We have, Jenga. We have different games so that people can, participate and have fun. Then we also have our first liquor sponsor. Only after all the shooting and guns are put away. Disclaimer: do not ever drink and shoot. But we have a liquor sponsor that's going to be providing free liquor, some rum, Wild Horse rum.
Some refreshments,
cocktails if you choose to, after the match. And it's something that we're wanting to do to bring the community together, because if we can hang out and talk just like we are right now, we get to know each other better, and that's what's going to grow the sport.
Well, the next thing we know, you're going to offer a credit card.
We're working on that. We're working on that.
You guys
we actually had that conversation.
Because I'm thinking this is like the airline lounge. I'm going to ask you, okay, is there like a membership fee? Or if I get the credit card, do I get the lounge?
This is all free. And by the way, that rum sponsor is Wild Horse Distillery, Jacob Bynum, Lisa Bynum. Thank you for that. That's going to be
thank you guys.
Okay. Now, a couple years ago when you guys kicked off, I believe you had 10 or 12 matches, a lot of predominantly in the West. How's that grown, and where do you see that future growth coming from in terms of match availability where people live?
Well, I mean, to start off with, so that's kind of my job, as the director of match operations. I'm the guy that I talk to the match directors, make sure that the shooters are doing the things that they're supposed to be doing, operating safely, rules and regulations, and match recruitment. We had reached out to the East, had several matches, some things transpired and changed, and now with the furthest we have the East is Kentucky. Thank you, Adam Vaught, for believing us. We love you, man. So with that, what it comes down to is we'll go places that we're wanted, and if you want us there, make noise. The match directors need to know that. We have a product that's here to sell. We believe in the community, like Travis said. We believe in the matches. We believe in the match directors. We believe in our sponsors, and overall, with the exception of safety, we believe in having a good time. So if you want the NRL in your location, make noise. Make your match director know that. We'll bring them in, and then they'll be the bosses.
And for folks out there that are just getting into precision shooting, what is the best way to learn more about the NRL, to get involved in the matches? Where should they go?
So the best place that you can find everything and anything you want about the NRL is nationalrifleleague.org, which is our website. And to go a little bit deeper into your question, this year the NRL and the Border War Series, Jim C. originally started, we partnered up and we are now working with the Border War Series, where we're handling a lot of their administrative so that they can focus on shooting and growing the sport. So now the National Rifle League has the NRL 22, so we can get the youth and the women and the first-time shooters involved, go out and have some fun, and then if you graduate from there and you want to go into a centerfire match, but not necessarily go to a two-day national, go to a local regional match, we offer that through the Border War Series. And then when you're ready to step up to the next level and complete nationally, we have the NRL two-day national matches.
Well, I mean, there's some folks out there who wouldn't consider going from rimfire graduating. They're like, this is like a blast.
We apologize if we insulted the rimfire crowd. I'm a bigger fan of rimfire than centerfire at this point.
But I must tell you, in this SHOT Show, in prior years, if you wanted like a 22 trainer, you had to cobble something together, or maybe get a bespoke rifle from one of the builders. And so now we've seen multiple just ready to roll, off the shelf trainers that ergonomically are designed.
Or 22 match guns.
Exactly. Yeah. So good on you. I mean, clearly you've really influenced an industry.
Yeah, you've struck on that secret sauce really to, I think, inject a lot of growth into the centerfire version of NRL. So what is it about that? What do you attribute kind of that that fast growth in the last couple of years that really, keen interest in participating in NRL 22?
I think it's the program that Tyler put together, and Tyler's a very modest guy, so I'm going to kind of toot his own horn for him right here. But Tyler put together this program where the NRL 22, it's a 100-yard range. That's a maximum that our course of fire goes out to, and every month Tyler and his team, a couple of our other match directors, put together 5 different stages each month, and you can go into details if you want to know about that. And we produce that and publish it on our website so that anybody in the nation, internationally actually, because we have international competitions already, can participate and have fun. They send their scores into us, and then they can see where you rank nationally. I mean, right now, when Tyler first came to me with this idea, we weren't sure if we were going to get one match or 5 matches. We had no idea that we would have 40 matches a month on average right now participating across the nation. Over 40 matches a month.
And talk about that global footprint. I know, Tyler, you were telling me off camera you have a colleague here from Sweden who we're going to talk to. Yep. So I sense it's gone global. I mean, has it?
Well, yeah. So globally, I think that, and we keep reminding each other of the countries. But France, England, Australia, New Zealand,
Canada.
Yeah, Canada.
South America,
the UK, South Africa. These are all countries that are participating in NRL 22. And then, and we see this all over Facebook and social media, that there's a lot of other different clubs across the world that are basically taking our course of fire and running with it, which is awesome. We just want, we want participation. That's what we're after. Yeah. And NRL 22 it's inclusive. It is designed to bring women and children into it. And what we found is we're actually getting a ton of elderly support too. They love it, which is great.
There was one lady we ran into at the Kestrel booth.
That's right.
And I mean, I'm not going to call her elderly if she watches this video, but oh boy, I walked in.
Of advanced age,
seasoned, a well-seasoned individual.
We love it.
And she loves it.
She loves it.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they're like, hey, I can't lay down on the ground. I don't care. Bring a bench up. I can't do these different things. Participate any way that you can. We just want to grow this sport, and people are having a ball with it.
Yeah, we just want them to have fun. Get out there, shoot our course of fire, shoot somebody else's course of fire, shoot ours and add yours. Take it and make it your own. And that's what we're really about.
It's a match in a box, and people are taking it and utilizing it and running with it.
And for the extreme northern and southern latitudes, there's probably going to be a biathlon-based rimfire series.
I don't know about that.
This is evolving in so many different ways, and there's some very exciting things that we're going to tell you about at next SHOT Show, because we're already working on it, but we can't tell you now. But you'll find out very soon that are going to change the game.
Yeah, we're having fun with it.
Part of NRL or PRS is folks want to know where they stand, right, versus the field of competitors nationally. How does that formula work for NRL in terms of the center rifle, precision rifle? How do I rank up, and how do I, when you kind of tabulate scores at the end of the year and have the finale, how does that all work?
Are you asking about scoring to get to the championship match?
Yeah. Okay. As well as how's that factored into where you stand at the end of the year?
Okay. So again, we have a fantastic board of directors, and that's our match directors. Okay. We tweaked scoring this year. Okay. So scoring for an individual match, first off, is 50% percentage based, just like our last year's scoring formula. Number one gets 100 points. Everybody else's points is divided by that person's score. So maybe they got 100 points for first place, second place gets 94, and so on and so forth. So the percentage base is 50% of the scoring. The other is dang it, not percentage. I'm drawing a blank. Placement scoring. Okay. So what that means is the percentage goes from, and there's no percentage. Top is 100 points. If it was perfect 100 shooters, first place would be 100 points. Second place would be 99, 98, 97, 96, 95. If there's a larger match than 100, then that percentage goes a little bit higher, and it's 50-50 for individual scores. So it'll be both things, because both scoring systems have pluses and minuses, right?
So you're averaging the two together.
Correct.
Okay.
Percentage percentage-based scoring systems has a lot of strengths. It awards excellence, yeah? And it has some weaknesses. It has weaknesses in the fact that if we have an extremely easy match that screws up the bell curve, well, now we have people towards the bottom of the scoring curve with 80, 90 NRL points, and that's not fair either when you go to the other points. Placement scoring solves those problems, but it has its negatives as well. Some of the shooters that are at the lower end end up with 1 or 2 or 3 points versus the 30, 40, 50% they would have ended up with in the end. So by combining those two things, and that was one of our match directors, Rusty Olmers, that was his solution. By combining those two scoring systems, we really think we've found a sweet spot of what is going to make a more consistent score for any match across the country. Thank you, Rusty. You're the man. So with that, you need to shoot at least 3 matches, and those top 3 scores go to your qualification for the championship match. Now this year, there's going to be 180 shooters that are going to qualify for the championship match put on by Dave Ferguson and Prentice Wink in Texas. Of those, the 125 is going to be based straight off of placement. So, you know, first place, whoever that is, down to the 125th by placement. Okay. Some other things are going to be from other series, international as well, and some other places, individual sponsorships, and that's going to fill out the championship. And then at that point, the championship match is going to count double versus a regular season match. Okay. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
And
it does, yeah.
Okay. And it sounds like net. I mean, you've obviously put a lot of thought into this. That net, this is going to sort of even out maybe geographic differences. Out west, you're always fighting a lot more wins.
Gimme matches.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. And hey, Ed, listen. Again, we listen to our match directors. Every year we adjust the rules. Right now, you know, in the winter of 2018, that's what the board of directors thought was the best solution to a potential problem. We really don't have that meatball match thing going in the NRL, but we want to be proactive instead of reactive, and we don't want that into our series. We want competitive matches that are fair across the board. As of right now, we think this is the best solution to a potential problem, and we're going to run with it in 2019, and then when we redo the rules next year, we're going to analyze how it worked. We're going to take it to a vote to the board of directors and adjust if necessary.
And I would imagine with all the time, and because you all have your day jobs,
This is my day job.
Oh, this is your day. Well, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, clearly you have spouses, family, people who surround you who obviously must be very patient and supportive.
Well, patient and supportive.
Yeah.
Hardworking.
Janae's just as big of an addict as of any of the 4 of us, so yeah. I mean, I'm fortunate.
Come here, Janae.
And then
with this guy.
My better half, Brittany, is also one of our executive board. She helped co-found the idea and the whole 9 yards. Brittany was, I don't know if it was generous enough or if it was a lack of or a determination of. She went back to the office early to make sure that things are still running. So her dedication to this is awesome, and I don't know if she was just happy to get out of Vegas in the crowd or if she was more worried about making sure customers got their stuff satisfied. So, but she's back at the office working hard, making sure this runs smooth.
And truth be told, you said something about what's your guys' secret, what's your secret? I think you said something like that. Brittany Weldon. She's awesome. She's the follow through on everything. Promises that we make, she makes sure it's followed through.
So, last question. Looking ahead, so I'm sure we'll probably get together next year.
Yes.
Where do you want to be? What are sort of some of the goals for 2019?
That's top secret, sir.
No. Well, tell us they're going to have to kill us and then no more videos in 2019.
No, it's 2020. We're going to be making some very large announcements, probably within the next month or 2 months, but they won't take effect until 2020.
Okay.
And we're obviously, you know, we'll share that with you guys and the whole 9 yards. Our biggest thing is quality and growth. So if, you know, matches on the East Coast decide, hey, we're going to do an NRL match, then we're going to manage that to the best of our abilities so that we can maintain that level of quality. Because the last thing we're going to do is take on matches for the sake of taking on matches. If it's not going to live up to the NRL standard, which has been set by all of our match directors,
and sponsors and shooters. And,
you know, if it's not going to fall within the realm of the NRL right now, then we're not going to risk that for anything.
Gotcha.
Well, I think you've created a lot of anticipation here. I know folks are going to be looking forward to that next video and SHOT Show 2020. Can you believe that? Yeah. So thank you very much for spending time with us, with our audience. Congratulations on your success. You're blessed to be surrounded with terrific people. Congratulations.
Thank you, Andrew,
very much. Can I just say thanks to both of you guys? You know, this is our 3rd year now, and you guys have been extremely generous sharing your microphone and Corey with us, and we appreciate you very much. Certainly, you know, an aspect as to why we're doing as well as we do, and we appreciate the support.
Well,
thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Absolutely.